All right, welcome everybody. This is AJ with EMP.money, and I'm joined by Steve, our Splinterlands expert and longtime friend and community member here at EMP. We wanted to do a quick video for all of you on the generator. So this is launching on Wednesday. That's 2 days from this recording. That is what, September 21st? Right, Steve? I don't have a calendar in front of me. That sounds about right. Yeah. So, yeah, Wednesday, September 21st, we will be launching the generator at 10 p.m. UTC. So again, just do a conversion to your local time zone. But before that, we wanted to do a quick overview of what the generator is. Again, not only is Steve an avid Splinterlands player like myself, but he also is involved in the EMP ecosystem and can give some great insight onto how these contracts operate. So without further ado, Steve, how are you today, brother?
You know what? I'm doing pretty good, and I'm pretty excited about this because this is a pretty big partnership. It started with just you guys getting the EMP token added to the marketplace, the ability to buy credits with that, and the partnership is good for both of these things because it's a way to like make profit on either side of this and not hurt either one of the projects, which is very rare to see because of how they are interconnected. And this is just growing that relationship, which is really, really exciting. And this thing is definitely one of the more difficult things to understand if you're not into DeFi and some people can distrust things like this. But I hope we can get them past that as we kind of go through this today.
Yep, absolutely, brother. And again, I want to start by saying this contract is not for everybody. Again, you always want to do your own research and get involved with things that you truly understand. So we're gonna do it. Hopefully, keep it as short as we can, about the next 10 or 20 minutes, to go and do an overview so that all of you are ready for the generator launch. So I'm gonna walk Steve through this. We're gonna be doing a screen capture here, and I'm gonna give you a high-level overview and then we'll get into some last minute strategy and how to maximize your gains. But the generator is a copy of the detonator, and the detonator is our original concept. It has been running now for about 7 months, and it's been absolutely incredible. What we feel is one of the most sustainable ROI contracts to ever have been created. We also launched the reactor, which is again another version of this, with our BNB eShare liquidity pair, and that again has generated almost $2 million of locked liquidity within the first about 15 days. So we hope that we see similar results with the generator. The whole point of the generator is a gamified ROI contract that helps protocols such as Splinterlands and any other protocol that we offer this for to have locked liquidity and also provide incentives for people to provide that liquidity. So I also want to say too, this is not a Splinterlands product. We are again a third party that is offering the service, but it's not an official Splinterlands product. This is just something that we wanted to bring to the community to help build the SPS BNB liquidity, and again further the adoption of SPS. I'm a longtime Splinterlands player myself. I'm a Monster Maverick. I have a top 15 account overall, and I want SPS to moon, just like all of you do. So this is a really, again, I give you that background to just say that we're all here for the right reasons, and we're excited for what the future holds. So let me give, again, a high-level overview, and then we'll go into more. And Steve, you're more than welcome to elaborate or ask me questions as we go. But this is again, a daily ROI contract, which means you're going to deposit SPS, BNB LP. If you don't know how to create LP, we'll have a button called a ZAP, ZAP. And actually, Steve, you may be able to see it now. If you approve your eShare BNB LP, and everybody will have to do this when they first interact with the contract, you give permission, everything is secure, and then you may have to refresh just so it updates. Oh, there it goes. Perfect. And then, yeah, you may have to refresh one time. Sorry. Steve, we got it. And then, yeah, you'll see there it is. So you can zap in right there. So if you don't know how to create LP on your own, you can zap in with BNB or BUSD, and it will make the LP pair for you, and then deposit it into the contract. So if you know how to make LP, you can just hit the deposit button, which is next to that, and deposit the LP directly. So, yep, Steve's ready to go, brother. You're already ready to roll. There you go, man. So, that is really important, but you have to understand that once you deposit into the generator, your BNB, SPS BNB LP is locked. So that means you're not able to get it out. However, you do receive what we call daily burst. So right there on the overview, yep, right there, you were just there, Steve. Yep, that says estimated daily burst right by your mouse. That will be the amount that you get back every single day. And again, that will vary depending on the size of the pool, how many people are in the contract, how much money is in the contract, and different variables such as that. But even like with Reactor, we're seeing at least 1% daily in returns. And the first misconception is that 365% ROI does not necessarily translate to APR. So again, I know we were just talking about this, Steve, but maybe you want to elaborate on that a little bit if I helped you kind of wrap your head around that. But yeah, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, one of the things that I was confused on going into this was a little bit like, how do you pay out 365%? Because I was thinking that was in a year. And I was like, I don't know if I fully understand the math, but then again, I'm making 1% in my reactor deposit. So you almost are going to pay that out in a year if that were to continue. So
For
I'm like,
sure.
oh, I guess it's working. But then I realized, oh, wait, we had our talk. It's not a year. It's just an overall return that you're entitled to based on your deposit. And the contract is going to make however much it's going to make, give you a payout daily, and then you can keep claiming until you've reached your max payout number, which is a 3.65 multiplier. And so that to me fixed a lot of things in my mind because now I understand, things are hot right now in the reactor and we're making great percentages. But eventually it might slow down to where that percentage slows down, but you continue to earn, you continue to get your returns, you continue to be able to compound or claim. And eventually at one point, if you were to, exit the system, it'd be because you claimed all of your rewards.
Perfect. Well said, Steve. And yeah, and again, I understand that is a misconception with a lot of people, and that's why we're trying to do these videos to help explain it a little bit more. So, and yeah, the idea is too that you want to compound more than you claim because then you actually never hit your maximum payout, and you truly not only can you ROI faster through the power of compound interest, but now you're also again, never able to actually hit your maximum ROI. So, for instance, we recommend a 6-1 or a 5-2 strategy, which means you compound 5 days a week, you claim 2 days a week, or you compound 6 days a week and you claim 1 day a week. And if all of us did that, this contract would only grow, um, which again adds massive locked liquidity to SPS BNB. And again, I mean, right now I think there's about $1.4 million of liquidity on SPS BNB. I mean, for as large of a project as Splinterlands is, we should see at least double to triple that. And the larger the locked liquidity of a protocol, the easier people can get in and out of SPS. And again, it attracts larger investors that may not even be in the Splinterlands ecosystem, but just want exposure to SPS. So we're really excited for what that will do to the overall landscape. And then furthermore, by doing this, it also locks up a lot of SPS. So now not only are we providing deep liquidity through the contract, but now a lot of that SPS is off the circulating supply because all the SPS that's locked up for liquidity cannot be withdrawn again other than that daily burst amount every single day. Which again, if you read our white paper, which there'll be links in the description as well, only 3% of the overall pool balance is distributed every day as rewards. So this helps keep the contract extremely sustainable. And one of the other amazing game theories of our contract is if you do not claim or compound your rewards within a 24-hour cycle, those rewards are given back to the protocol or to the pool where you're not basically losing out on those rewards. You're just losing out on the time it takes to ROI or get those rewards. So it extends your claim by a day. And this is massive for, again, the sustainability of the protocol. So and then we also have some major incentives on top of all this. So again, we have our daily lottery. So depending on what you deposit into the contract, you get tickets, and those tickets are then make you eligible for again up to right now in reactor, and we envision it'll be about the same numbers. It's about $12,000 a day that we're giving away in US dollar value. And again, when we say lottery, really it's a giveaway. We just say lottery because it's easy for people to understand. But it is a lossless lottery. So even if you don't win, you still get credit for your deposit. And that is a really important difference to where, again, we're not a raffle or a lottery where there has to be a loser to be a winner. Everybody can win. And we're able to give these incredible rewards because if you do win the lottery or the largest deposit bonus, which we'll talk about in a second, you're not able to claim those rewards immediately. They're actually put into your pool balance or your overall deposits to where, again, you still get credit for winning, but you get it over time, not all at once where you can dump on all of our heads. So it makes it a lot more sustainable that way as well, and a way that we can give such massive rewards. And then finally, we also offer the largest deposit bonuses. So at the end of the 24-hour cycle, which again is set for 10 p.m. UTC every single day, if you are the largest depositor at the end of that countdown, you get a matching bonus on your deposit. So say you're able to deposit, 1,000 LP, and you are the largest depositor of the day, you get a matching bonus of 1,000 LP. So this is really amazing for those that are able to afford that. However, it's not a whales game because when those people are going in, that allows the pool balance to grow and actually pay out all of the minnows that are entitled to the rewards that they're getting. So again, we have everything designed specifically for sustainability, and it really is special how it's all come together. So Steve, is there anything you want to elaborate on a little bit more in terms of how the contract operates?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I want to elaborate on a little bit more before we get into the contract is his statement that there is not that much BNB SPS liquidity on the Binance Smart Chain currently. And one of the things that a project like this can do, if we can allow it to get us more, is start to bring some more attraction into maybe bigger pockets of people who might want to speculate on the token that are not really within our ecosystem. Splinterlands keeps so much internal that right now a whale on the outside might be looking at that token pair and being like, there's way too much slippage there if I want to make a big buy, or there's just not that much liquidity. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get my money back out. And if we can, if this project can embrace and literally double, triple, or quadruple how much liquidity we have locked within this ecosystem of the Binance Smart Chain, it can help maybe grow the project into an area where people can see like, oh wow, like I can actually make $100,000 buy and it's not going to move the price so much. So that's definitely something that I'm excited about in this ecosystem growing. As far as how the contract works, to me, it's relatively You know, it's simple and complicated at the same time, and it has some fun gamification because I've been using detonator and reactor. I got into reactor early. Definitely what I've seen is there's lots of different ways you can approach this, but the main thing I've seen is like in the beginning that win it now button can be very rewarding for the minnows, even though it's rewarding a whale each day, because it allows these very big deposits to come in early on into an ecosystem. Oh, and that's gonna mess us up, huh? Or do I want to just keep going?
Yep, just keep going. We'll get through it. Our timer's almost up, but I think we'll get it done in 10 minutes. So go ahead, Steve.
Okay, yeah. So it allows you to um put in your initial deposits. You can go for the lotto tickets. You can build a compounding, a 5-2 or a 6-1 kind of plan. And then you can just watch your investment grow and grow and grow and grow. And at the same time, it protects you from making any big mistakes because while some people might think your deposit is gone, it's not gone. It's just locked. And then it will be released back to you over time. So it will help turn you from being someone that might be really reactive to the movements of SPS or BNB into somebody that is, forced to kind of ride this out a little bit more for the long term. So if you're somebody that really sees the kind of future that we see for the SPS token, this is definitely a way you can gamify your ability to just diamond hold this asset. So
Yep, great analogy, Steve, and absolutely. I mean, we could see SPS double or triple from here, and I can guarantee you, there's going to be a lot of people taking profit. But if you're in detonator, I'm sorry, generator, again, detonator is our original contract. But if you're in generator, it makes you diamond hand, and now not only are you getting the price appreciation because you still have exposure to the LP token, so now you get what we call impermanent gain rather than impermanent loss. You'll end up with a lot more BNB when you take out the LPs. But you're also able to you're forced to hold, until we could see that glorious dollar SPS, or who knows, maybe even higher. So it really is a win-win for anybody in. And again, one last thing, and we're running out of time here. But one last thing I wanted to mention is what makes this not a Ponzi. So we get a lot of comparisons to a Ponzi scheme, and yes, there is definitely some, and I hate to even use the word, but Ponzi-nomics involved, meaning that we do offer instant rewards. So if you're in the contract and somebody deposits after you, which is really apparent with our daily largest depositor bonus. And like Steve said, the win it now the bonus. We see a lot of volume entering the contract. Even after the contract's been running for a while, it's not necessarily in the first, few weeks. It could be months after. And what happens is these larger deposits are then distributed amongst everybody that's already in the contract. So, that is, I guess, where the only comparison to a Ponzi would be. But we are depositing fresh capital into Generator every single day. And that alone, dispels any comparison to a Ponzi scheme because there is fresh capital every single day. And how we're able to do that is through the LP reward. So, Steve, I don't know if you want to pull up, yep, the pools. Here we go. So, this contract will now become one of the largest holders of that SPS BNB LP, and therefore we're going to be entitled to a portion of those rewards that Splinterlands gives out anyway. And so we're putting all of those rewards back into the pool as fresh capital, making LP with it every single day, which again will, in other words, in order to ROI, there doesn't need to be any new volume or any new investors as long as this LP reward is continued. So that is a really important difference than most ROI contracts. And again, dispels any of the Ponzi comparison. So does that make sense, Steve? I don't know if you want to elaborate. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically what this does, the ability for them to take the two assets and put them into a farm that is going to be being paid out for the foreseeable future from Splinterlands at this high percentage, is always bring new fresh capital within the ecosystem so they can continue to pay out those daily bursts and let you claim or compound your tokens. And this is something that they're definitely going to be the biggest holder of and the biggest share taker of these rewards over time. And the other thing that it shows is that the way that AJ's kind of approached each one of these contracts is knowing that there has to be many ways to get fresh capital into the ecosystem. It comes down to the biggest depositor bonuses, the daily lotto, lotto and raffle bonuses that go on, the win it now buttons, and utilizing the actual funds that are in the ecosystem to go ahead and get some additional rewards. All of this allows him to continue to build that pool up, up and up and up and up and up, which then demands more people to pay attention to it. Because all of a sudden, when the daily lotto winner is winning $20,000 or $30,000, there's some people that start to pay attention and be like, okay, maybe I want to put some of my assets into there because they could literally double or triple overnight or quadruple if you got, the sky's the limit, really, because you can win with one ticket. So
Totally, absolutely, Steve. And that again, the other question is, well, why don't I just put my own SPS BNB in the pool and forego generator? And the short answer is number one, generator is very beneficial to Splinterlands itself because again, that is locked liquidity. So if you're bullish on the protocol and want to help, that would be a great way to do that. But more importantly, there is that gamification element. So, like Steve said, going into generator, you do have the possibility of winning the lottery or really setting up a passive income stream of SPS BNB, forever. Which we hope. Again, I mean, nothing is guaranteed in crypto, and we've done everything we can to make this as sustainable as possible. It is a game. Could the contract balance go to zero? Yes, absolutely. I would never say something that's not possible. However, again, we've done everything we can to make it sustainable. And I want what everybody else wants. And that's, again, a very healthy SPS price. And so to finalize everything, too, we are also making the commitment because everybody's gonna say, well, what's in it for EMP? So we do take a 4% fee on all deposits, and so that will be the BNB SPS LP. However, we will not be dumping the SPS portion. So even if we break the LP, we keep the BNB side of that 4% to pay, our devs and our hosting and our licensing. This is using a Chainlink Oracle as well for provable fairness on the random winners. So we pay for all that. That Oracle, the VRF through Chainlink, and so. But my point is that now EMP will start to become one of the largest holders of SPS, which again is keeping it off of the market. And just like Splinterlands uses EMP as a payment method and holds a lot of EMP in their treasury, we will do the same. And this is a very synergistic relationship for both of us. So on that note, we're going to wrap it up. I hope that answered a lot of questions. Again, we're running out of time here. I wish we could go a little bit longer, but Steve, any final words?
yeah, I just want to say, thank you to everybody in the community that checks this out, that gives it an honest look and tries to learn about it. You want to make sure you understand what you're getting into, but there is an opportunity to grow your liquidity a lot faster in this contract if you understand it and if everything works out for it. Do understand there is risk in this, but at the same time, where there's risk, there can be very big rewards.
Amazing. Thank you, Steve. Really appreciate it, my friend. And we'll see all of you really soon. If you have any further questions, please join our socials, Telegram, and Discord. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.